it's a part of my life. It still is a part of my life. His name is Big Meech, and I'm sure you all know Big Meech. He's currently serving some time behind bars, and I had been feeling some guilt for a certain situation of me not contacting him, and it's been some time, or not even contacting his mother. And Chloe's been around me for the last months of me talking about this, and she knows how I feel about it. Because at a certain time I kind of shut down in my life and kind of shut him out my life, and didn't communicate with his mom just because I was going through something personal, but it wasn't towards them. It was something I was going through. I shut my own mom out my life, and so not so much shut him out my life, I just kind of shut down until I got some things together in my life. So I was just telling her that it was time for me to, woman up. That man above said ain't nobody.
It's a lot of hustlers in the world.
Right. We do wrong, but people learn from their mistakes. So I always was upset with the fact, to throw somebody behind bars that long, and you had really no evidence on him.
When it's murderers that don't even get that long.
Matter of fact,
it's a statistic that drug dealers and other criminals get more time a lot than if you look at, and I hate to put race in it with the white and black thing, but literally I see statistics where black drug dealers got more time than white murderers, and they had a list of, and they had pictures of the drug dealers, pictures of the murders. If you Google and break it, and it was astonishing to me of how the system works with that. You hate to think it's a race thing or whatever, but the statistics are there so strong to where you like, wow, you know what I mean? You see,
even the district attorney who put him behind bars, now he in trouble. So you see what I'm saying? It's kind of, and I just think it hurts my heart. Me and Meech's mom were really, really, really close. She loves her son. She's ride or die for her sons. And it's like, you are hurting this woman, like you taking her sons from her.
Right.
And then here you go doing some shady mess. Now you in trouble. But you don't put this woman's 2 sons away. And, when I would go see Meech or whatever, when he was in a particular place, one time he and his mom and I rode together there to see him. So me and her have a bond regardless, because and so the love for her sons, like, I know a mother gonna love their child regardless, but the love for her sons is unreal. And they never talk about the positive things. Like, even though he's locked up, Miss Flannery was trying to create this organization called BMF, but to let people know BMF also stood for, it was something about black mothers, like black mothers. I can't think of the exact name because of the time lapse that I've talked to her. But she and I talk all the time, and she wanted people to know there's a positive, that we can turn a negative out of a positive. I'm not trying to say my sons are just, they never did wrong. She knows her sons may have done wrong, but they're no different than anybody else who did wrong. But to throw somebody's whole life away, when we have, like you said, we have people who murder, and right today out on the street.
Statistically, you got people murderers on the street.
And then it's like, you want to call him a monster and everything, and then it's like at the same time, every time you turn on the radio, I think the Big Meech. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like you got people glorifying this man, but at the end of the day, it's like, to me, like, that's my heart. You know what I'm saying? That's my people. Like, he's a real person. Like, to go sit down and talk to Meech. You know how we were one-on-one. Meech is not like an animal. Meech is not this. I'm sure he has his.
He's a human that made mistakes. We've all done it. We've all made mistakes.
If I was to ever get married, they gonna know that I love Big Meech. That's just real. Not ashamed to say it. Why should I be ashamed to say it? It is what it is, and that's just that. I love him for who he is. I love him because he's a real person. He ain't a faker. Like, regardless of the wrong he may have done, that don't take for him. He's still a human. He's still a child of God. I love him. I love his mother. That's my family. So yeah, I do.